So today is a very special day, ladies and gentlemen. Please give yourselves a round of applause for even making the time to be here. I'm gonna call on Abu C. Abu, please come up. I need you behind, up here. Yeah. All right. So, as I was saying, this is Africa Day 2025. Welcome. So, before I get into what we're here for and the celebration, I am going to call on Arthur Piccolo. Arthur, I'd like for you to please welcome us. You're always gracious to welcome us, the community, and not just our community, but all of the communities in New York City to come down here at Bowling Green to celebrate and raise their flags. Please give a round of applause to Arthur. Arthur, welcome the community.
Thank you for returning here to Bowling Green to raise the African Union flag. I hadn't intended to prepare remarks until I saw this story and others like it in the New York Times on Wednesday. U.S. says it wants trade, not aid in Africa. Its cuts threaten both. There have been many articles about the dismissive attitude of the new Trump administration towards Africa, so I'd like to present some prepared remarks. All our many flag-raising ceremonies each year here at Bowling Green are important, but some even more so. And the African Union flag is in that special class because like the Union of 50 American states and its potential, which was not obvious beginning in 1776, 250 years ago next year, why I wear this button, 250. The African Union of now 55 independent states on the continent of Africa, a union formed 23 years ago, today has as much, if not more, potential for the future than did America 250 years ago. Africa is far larger than the United States of America. The African Union has the youngest population of any region on Earth today, and Africa is blessed with an incredible range and amount of natural and human resources and an ever-growing population. The 21st century should be and can be the African century, yes, surpassing both the United States and China over the next 50 years and more by America's 300th anniversary in 2076. The African continent is far from reaching that ambitious goal here in 2025, but so was the United States back in 1776. It was the greatest American of all time who never was president, and America's greatest immigrant of all time, Alexander Hamilton, who worked and lived right here at Bowling Green, who successfully sold the promise and the potential of America to the entire world as the first United States Secretary of the Treasury. Now it is the African Union has the same kind of ability to do so for all 55 African nations in the coming years. Just as the individual American states, first just 13 and ultimately 50, could never have achieved what we have these last 250 years if each state had just developed as individual separate nations and not as the United States of America. So can 55 individual African nations united as the African Union achieve the same kind of greatness and more in the 21st century, if it chooses to do so, and why we should all hope and pray and work for it to do so, even if we must endure 4 years of President Trump, who every day proves he is not adequate for the position he holds and has proven once again by his dismissive attitude towards Africa, reducing and eliminating most of America's presence in Africa in just 1,000 days, and only a fool would make that decision. President Trump is not welcome at Bowling Green, but the African Union always will be, and I am so proud we are raising the African Union flag at Bowling Green today once again, and we will again and again forever. And although many of us will not be here 50 years from now, the African Union will be here, celebrating and stronger and more important than ever. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you, Arthur. It's always good to hear your remarks as it pertains to Africa. As we continue to welcome our special guests, I see Ambassador Amina.
Thank you so much, everyone. We are honored to have the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations with us, Her Excellency Amina Mohammed. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you. And we are going to quickly continue the program. We are also joined by numerous ambassadors from different African countries, as well as the ambassador of the African Union at the United Nations, as well as in Washington. And we have the Senator Jackson here with us as well. Let's give them all a round of applause.
Thank you.
Your speech.
Yeah, I'm going. Thank you, Deputy Commissioner Kamara. Great partner. Thanks for all the work that you do. Ladies and gentlemen, what a beautiful day again to be here for another historic and exciting event to celebrate Africa. Today is Africa Day. Happy Africa Day to all of us. Please put it together. So today we commemorate the founding of the African Union and the AU Foundation and all the work that have been done in those years. This year's theme is Justice of Africans and People of African Descent. As we celebrate the work and progress of the African diaspora in advocating the needs of the Africans and to raise the African Union flag today. Whenever we are here in this area, we must acknowledge that where we stand and where we're seated today in Lower Manhattan is only a few minutes from the sacred burial ground, which is the oldest and largest known excavated burial ground in North America for both free and enslaved Africans. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please rise just for 5 seconds to recognize and observe that we are in sacred area, in a sacred area here, please. Thank you. We may be seated. May their souls continue to rest in peace. Today, we thank Mayor Adams and the administration for the work they are doing in New York City, addressing the concerns of the African community in New York City, including the newly arrived people. As we gather for this celebration, let us remind the AU to sustain the vision of cooperation, integration of African states to drive Africa's growth and economic development. Let us also encourage a deeper level of cooperation and unity amongst the African diaspora citizens and diaspora organizations in order to properly address the needs of the African people wherever they may be. Unity does not mean abandoning those things that you do in your organizations or countries and stuff that you do. It just means that we ought to be able to come together to work as a people and rallying around relevant topics of interest to the African community here in the diaspora and also on the mainland. Yes. So as I stand here, I represent the New York City African Council. This is a group that partners with the Mayor Adams and his administration to advance the needs of the African community in New York City. I also speak for the several African community organizations that work in different capacities to advocate for the interests of the African diaspora and whose members are here. There are so many of you. We've got the Gambian community organization, GUICA. We've got, please put your hands together for them. I'm just gonna name a few of them. We've got the Organization for the Advancement of Nigerians. We've got the Nigerian Nurses Association. We've got the African Advisory Council of the Bronx Borough President. Put your hands together, ladies and gentlemen. There are other groups here. At the risk of not leaving some out, I think I'll stop here. But we recognize the work that you do, and we applaud you. You have worked for this successful event, and we must continue to collaborate and work together. I conclude by, again, thanking Mayor Adams for continuing to support and work with the New York City African Council, the commissioners of several commissioners, including Mermelstein, Deputy Commissioner Kamara, who's here with us, AU Ambassador Fatima Mohammed, the Bowling Green Association. I know we have so many of our councils and Deputy General Secretary here with us. We acknowledge all of you. I may be missing your names, but my apologies in advance as we rush to get this thing done. Arthur, thank you again. And at this point, I am going to, I am going to call on Senator Robert Jackson to please come up. Give him a very big round, acknowledge him. Senator Jackson, welcome.
Thank you.
And happy Africa Day.
Good afternoon, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. I'm just happy to be here with all of you today in order to express my appreciation for the work that you do in order to make sure that we stay united in one family as Africans, basically putting forward our time and energy to come together in the flag-raising ceremony. So people said, oh, are you a senator? I say, yes. I'm a senator from New York. I represent northern Manhattan and part of the Northwest Bronx, about 339,000 people. And there's 63 state senators in New York State. So I'm just one of them, but I'm one that's engaged in the process of saying hello to everyone that I see, because this is important that we come together and stay united, especially now, more so than ever, in my opinion. So with that, peace be upon all of us, and assalamu alaikum.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator. At this point, we want to move this program along really quick. It's a Sunday, and you've taken the time to be here, and it's a holiday weekend. Let me call on Deputy Commissioner Famoud Kone. He's the Deputy Commissioner for the Mayor's Office of Community Affairs. Please put your hands together as he comes and says, he's one of us. He's one of the Africans that are here in the city leading and working with this organization to drive their program forward. Commissioner, come.
Thank you, Len. Good afternoon, everyone. Like Len said, I'm from Old Corner. I work for the Mayor's Office, Community Affairs Unit. As a Deputy Commissioner, you see I have two flags, a Liberian flag. I'm a Liberian, and of course I have Sierra Leone, my neighboring country. But it's always a great pleasure to be here to celebrate the AU. You know, we have New York City that represent Africa. The mayor's always talked about, you know, New York City being Little Africa, the city that has the largest concentration of Africans in the United States of America. So it's always good to be here to celebrate Africa, and it is an honor to be here celebrating with all the diplomats and all these hard-working people. I say congratulations to the AU, and let's celebrate the AU today. Thank you.
Thank you, Famoud. We've got one of us here, Shafiu Asamanu. Shafiu is also from the country of Togo, and he is Director for Africa at the Mayor's Office of International Affairs. Shafiu, put it together for Shafiu.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Today is Africa Day, so it's very important that we let New York City feel our presence. So, you know, a mother who has many children, her greatest wish is to see her children united, to see them speaking, understanding and supporting of one another. As the eldest of my siblings, my mother constantly reminds me of the importance of unity among us. She always said that nothing breaks her heart more than seeing her children divided, not on speaking terms and harboring resentment. Peace, love, and harmony among her children bring a smile to her face and happiness to her heart. Your Excellencies, ambassadors, consul generals, and esteemed members of our beautiful African diaspora community, let me tell you something. Today is a beautiful day, as you can see. Today is an honorable day. Why? Because today, Mother Africa is smiling. She smiles because she sees her children gather once again, united in celebration, right here in this great city we call New York, a city where over 800 languages are spoken, where people from every corner of the world live side by side, a city where cultures don't just coexist, but they enrich one another, a city where dreams come true, where a young man from a small country called Togo can stand before you as the director for one of the largest African diaspora in the community. As we celebrate in this diverse city, let us remember, we are one big family. Yes, we come from different countries. Yes, we speak different languages. And yes, we have diverse cultures. But these differences should never divide us. Instead, let them be our strength. As we celebrate and honor Africa Day, let us also remember that it is a day to honor the profound bond between the continent of Africa and New York City, a bond rooted in a shared commitment to building a future where everyone, no matter where they come from, feels seen, heard, and valued. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Shafiu. You notice how fast we are going through with the program because things are moving really fluidly, and we want to make sure that we achieve everything that's on the run-off show. Let me call on one of our leaders here. I've got Ahmed Carbo. Ahmed is with the New York City Commission on Human Rights, and he is their African coordinator. Ahmed, please come up.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Thank you very much for everybody to be here. We are very excited and delighted to see our African brothers and sisters here. The representation of the African community is highly, highly present here today. Listen, it's needless for me to say that I'm an African and from the west coast of Africa, from Sierra Leone. But here today, we are pleased to be assembling here as Africans. And we all know what it means to be an African. And please, 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 I just want to acknowledge my colleagues here in New York City who are part of the New York City government. And I appreciate every effort that we all doing to highlight the importance of Africa. And I know Africa is the next frontier, and we are all very proud to be Africans. Viva Africa, viva the AU. Can we all put our hands together for the African Union? Thank you very much.
Thank you. The mayor is here. Mayor Adams is here. Please, let's give him a big round of applause. At this juncture, Deputy Commissioner Kamara, I'll need you to come here and introduce the mayor, please.
Well, how are you all doing today? Are we doing well? Yes, happy Africa Day, everyone. It is such an honor once again to be with you. We have numerous dignitaries with us from the African continent, including Nigeria, Ethiopia, Guinea, and others. So thank you so much for being here, as well as the African Union. We have to recognize Her Excellency Hilda Suka Mafudze, who is the ambassador of the African Union mission to the USA. Thank you so much for being with us. And at this juncture, yes, thank you. And at this juncture, I also would like to introduce the ambassador of the AU to the United Nations, Ambassador Fatima Kiari Mohammed, to please deliver some remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Aissata, Mr. Mayor, Eric Adams, Excellencies, the Permanent Representative of Ethiopia, and other PRs here present, the Consul General of Nigeria, distinguished guests, brothers and sisters across Africa and the diaspora. Good afternoon and happy Africa Day. I'd like to start by extending my sincere appreciation to Mayor Eric Adams and his cabinet, commissioners, borough president, and the City of New York for preserving this important tradition every year. Thank you in particular to my brother, Mr. Leonard Ejioju, who is the Africa Council representative here in New York City, and Arthur Piccolo, chairman of Bowling Green Association, as well as Commissioner Aissata, and all of those responsible for putting this together. Your unwavering support is not only a gesture of solidarity, it's also a recognition of the shared journey towards justice and the enduring bonds between Africa and this great city. I would like to extend a special recognition to our special guest, the UN Deputy Secretary General, Her Excellency Amina Mohammed, for joining us today. A proud daughter of the African soil, she remains a global leader and a champion for the voice of the voiceless. Thank you again for being here. And I'd also like to recognize my colleague from Washington, Ambassador Hilda, who heads the AU office in Washington, D.C. Brothers and sisters, here in New York City, the beating heart of global diplomacy and a proud home to one of the most vibrant African and Afro-descendant communities in the world, we find profound symbolism in our annual flag-raising ceremony on Africa Day. The raising of the African Union flag every year on Africa Day is an important declaration that Africa and its people are present, proud, and purposeful. It's a moment when the city that hosts the United Nations and serves as a global crossroads pauses to recognize the contributions, identity, and rightful place of Africa in the international order. Today, here and all around the world, we gather in unity and reflection to commemorate Africa Day under the theme, Justice for Africans and People of African Descent Through Reparations. This theme is a moral imperative rooted in history and in the lived realities of millions. It honors the memories of our ancestors who endured slavery, colonialism, apartheid, and racial subjugation, and it affirms the right of Africa and its global descendants to truth, to justice, and to restoration. This year's theme is also a reminder that while justice and reparations remain long overdue, Africa will not be held hostage by the pain of its past. Instead, we channel that pain into purpose, into a future shaped by dignity, accountability, and self-determination. Reparations are about rectifying historic wrongs and ensuring the socioeconomic transformation of African societies and communities of African descent around the world. It also recognizes our brothers and sisters across the Americas, the Caribbean, Europe, and beyond, whose strength, intellect, creativity, and commitment continue to enrich every corner of the globe. They have carried the torch of Pan-Africanism, advocated for justice, and connected global movements for equity with the spirit and vision of the continent. I will conclude my remarks this afternoon by quoting the chairperson of the African Union Commission, His Excellency Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, who reminded us earlier today, and I quote, "It is up to us Africans to assert our values, reaffirm our convictions, and gain the respect of all nations by our capacity to weigh on the global arena. Pan-Africanism was built by our forefathers not only on the basis of legitimate aspirations of our peoples, but more broadly on a number of strategic goals that are the reflection of critical thinking for the future of this continent and its peoples. End of quote. Brothers and sisters, let us move forward with unity and unwavering resolve. This is our time. Justice is not a favor. It's our right, and together we shall rise. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. We have numerous dignitaries and community leaders that are going to be delivering remarks after the flag is raised, and so we encourage you to stay after the flag is raised. But now, it is my great privilege to introduce someone who believes in the power of Africa, a son of New York City with a truly global heart, someone who has not only walked the streets of Africa, but has welcomed Africa inside of the halls of City Hall, someone who has welcomed us with intention, with warmth, and deep respect, a leader who knows that local diplomacy is global diplomacy, and that the African diaspora is essential to our city's future. Please join me in welcoming the 110th mayor of our great city, our brother, Mayor Eric Adams.
Thank you so much, Deputy Commissioner. And it's just crucial when you think about it, and I'm happy to have here with us Senator Robert Jackson, who's also see how imperative it is that we raise the flag today. The first time this flag was raised here was when I was elected mayor. 110 mayors it took before we acknowledged the African diaspora and what it represents. And I'm probably the only mayor in the history of this city that traveled extensively through Africa, from north to east to South Africa. There's a long, rich tradition of understanding how important the diaspora is for our city. And I hope it's not lost on all those who travel here. Yes, I'm American, but I'm African. And when you look at the leadership across this city and state, the important committee members, those who are leading our Senate, leading our Assembly, leading the City Council, the Public Advocate, the Mayor, our Prosecutor's Office, both in Manhattan and in the Bronx, and as well as a descendant of African ancestry in Brooklyn, you're seeing a significant movement towards the empowerment of Africans in the city as important as New York. And you're seeing the same thing, the right to self-determination that is sprouting up all over the continent of Africa. And so people state that the continent is not moving in the right direction. I am seeing just the opposite. I'm seeing young people understanding the rich and valuable resources that are that's on the continent, that they want self-determination. Self-determination is crucial, and as we lift the flag today, let's lift our hopes and our aspirations of what a better tomorrow is for the continent of Africa. And I want to thank our dignitaries for being here and seeing how significant it is that we join the diaspora across the globe. Not only here in America, where one of the largest African population exists, but in Europe, in South and Central America, in all parts of the globe where we are and where we bring our hopes and aspirations and dreams. And so to this mighty group, raising this flag is extremely significant for me, because it's my way of saying, when I became the mayor of this city, we are going to lead with an African mindset, because we have an African-American mayor. Thank you very much, and let's lift the flag.
Mr. Mayor, on behalf of the African Union, and as a proud son of Africa and America, we would like to present you with this simple token.
Thank you.
If I may put
Yes,
it on
you
here.
can.
Yes. Not damage your jacket.
That's all good.
Okay.
We want to open this.
Yes. We can open it.
Which way? Yes. Oh, nice, nice, nice.
That's
These are
African
all products?
Yes.
Yes. Honey?
Shea butter. Yeah.
Your grandmother would have put that on
Exactly.
Let's get that open. Is it tape on there? Maybe.
There you go.
Okay.
The real stuff.
That shea butter?
There we
Yes.
go.
That's it.
Love it. Love it. Thank you.
Thank you as
Chikai.
well. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going back to the program now to finish up. At this point, as people are taking some pictures, let me call on David Coulibaly. David is the Director of Community Affairs for the Bronx Borough President's Office. And and he's also one of us. We're happy to have David here. Please, a round of applause for David as he speaks.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lane. Thank you, everyone. This is historic. I'm very happy to be here. Again, my name is David Coulibaly. I'm the Director of Community Affairs from the Office of the Bronx Borough President, Vanessa Gibson, who will send a regard to every single person being here today, to the Mayor Eric Adams, to all the team that brought this together. As you know, last year we actually raised the African Union flag in the Bronx for the first time ever. It's never been done. So I want to say thank you so much to the leadership of the Bronx Borough President as well as Mayor Eric Adams. Thank you so much.
Thank you, David. In continuation, I am going to call on Mrs. Jennifer Onomo. She is the treasurer of the New York City African Council and one of our leads here in the city. Please put your hands together for Mrs. Onomo.
Thank you. Why not, is it is it okay?
Yeah, it's fine.
Good afternoon. Since we've heard a lot about the Africa Day, I want to speak a little bit about the organization that was started by Mayor Eric Adams, the New York City African Council, the body that is allowing us to be here today. And I have a few remarks to make. Today, as we raise the African Union flag in the heart of New York City, we celebrate not just our shared heritage, but the growing bridge between our beloved city and African continent. This flag represents unity, hope, and unbreakable bonds that connect us across oceans. Mayor Adams, on behalf of the New York African Council and our community, I want to express our heartfelt gratitude to your unwavering commitment to strengthening the ties between New York City and Africa. Your vision resonates deeply with us when you declared, I am unapologetically Africa, and when you reminded us that the success of America is tied to the labor work of African people. These are not just words, they are declaration of kinship and recognition. Your virtual participation in the 5th World Festival of Black and African Arts and Culture in Kisumu, Kenya, last August was more than symbolic. By joining African and international leaders at this prestigious gathering, you demonstrated that New York City stands as a true partner to the continent. You showed the world that our city understands its African soul. But beyond words, and ceremonies, your administration has taken concrete action that directly serves our African immigrant families. The establishment of the Asylum Application Help Center, the first of its kind in the nation, has been transformative. This center has helped complete over 30,000 applications for work authorization, temporary protected status, and asylum, providing tangible pathways for African immigrants to build new lives and contribute their talent to our city. This initiative does not process paperwork. It resonates, it restores dignity, opens doors to the American dream. As you so powerfully stated, when cities unite, when cultures connect, we can overcome any challenge. We can achieve any dream. Today, we see the vision becoming a reality. New York City, home to the largest concentration of Africans.
Let's please take our seats. The program is not over. We can take more pictures afterwards. Let's please take our seats. We will definitely have more opportunities to take pictures. Please be seated. Let's complete this program. Take your seats, please. Thank you, Mama Jennifer. You may continue.
Thank you. Your leadership during challenging times has not gone unnoticed by our community. We stand with you because you have stood with us, not as a politician seeking votes, but as someone who truly understands our shared African heritage and strength. It brings this great city together. As we look ahead, we envision even deeper partnerships in trade, culture, education, and innovation. The future holds limitless possibilities when New York and Africa work hand in hand. And under your leadership, we are confident that this unique relationship will continue to flourish. Thank you, Mayor Adams, for being a true friend to our community and a bridge builder between worlds. Together, we will continue to show that when cities unite and cultures connect, there is no dream too big to achieve. Thank you.
Please put it together for our own Mama Jennifer. Mama Jennifer Onomo. At this point, we want to call on His Excellency Ambassador Abubakar Jida of Nigeria, and he's going to speak on behalf of the chair of the African Consul Generals. My very own Ambassador Jida, please put your hands together for him.
Mayor Eric Adams, the Deputy Secretary General who was here shortly, Ambassador Amina Mohammed, my elder brother, Ambassador Tesfa, the permanent representative of Ethiopia to the UN, Ambassador Fatima Kari, the permanent observer of the African Union to the UN, Your Excellency, Ambassador Hilda, other permanent representatives here present, African Consul Generals here present, other representatives of the African Diplomatic Corps, commissioners, other officials of New York City government, leaders and members of the African diaspora community, esteemed guests, friends, and well-wishers. It is with great honor that I speak on behalf of the chair of the group of African Consul Generals in New York on this auspicious occasion of the African Union flag-raising ceremony to commemorate the Africa Day. The flag raising is more than a ceremonial event. For us, it is symbolic of African unity and an identity with shared values, all embedded in our resilience and achievements as a continent. Our convergence this afternoon is a testament to the enduring ties between Africa and the great city of New York. It is also a reaffirmation that the African presence in the city is not just seen, it is recognized, valued, and celebrated. There is no gainsaying the fact that African states are deeply committed to the vision of the African Union that promotes inclusivity, safety of all citizens, environmentally sustainable and climate resilient economies, and communities as enshrined in the African Union Agenda 2063. Today, we are not only honoring the flag of the African Union, we are also honoring the contributions of Africans in the diaspora to their respective countries and host communities, as evident in New York City. This city has given the platform for the diaspora community to thrive in academia, medicine, business, finance, and arts, among others. This celebration therefore offers us the opportunity to reflect on the importance of solidarity between African nations and their global partners. We must continue to build bridges, not just between our home countries and the diaspora, but also across communities world over. We remain resolute, steadfast in promoting the ideals of our founding fathers with a collective voice to address challenges of Africa ranging from peace, security, poverty, hunger, so as to build a prosperous continent that will meet the aspirations of its peoples. Let me commend the organizers of this important event and express gratitude to the City of New York for its continued partnership, support, and respect for the African diplomatic and diaspora communities. Events such as these are critical in fostering mutual understanding and promoting the values we hold dear. As we raise the African flag, which we just raised a few minutes ago, let it remind us of who we are, where we come from, and how far we have come. Let it inspire us to continue building a future where Africa and its people are seen not through the lens of challenge, but through the lens of possibilities and opportunities. Let us stand together in unity and hope for the good of our dear continent. I thank you for your kind attention.
Thank you very much for such important remarks, Ambassador Jida. You know, people are saying that there aren't that many people here today. It's not true. Anyone that's here today is really committed. This is a holiday weekend, and people actually canceled their trips to be here. And we really acknowledge you for making the time to be here. We're thankful, we're proud, because you're here today. You've taken the time to do it, not because you had nothing else to do. Thank you very much. I'm going to call on His Excellency, Mr. Ambassador Tesfaye Yilmaz Sabo, President of the African Group for May 2025. Please come up. Give him a round of applause. And after he speaks, we're going to be entertained by Nkumu Katalai for a few minutes, and then we continue. Ambassador, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Even if the Honorable Mayor is gone, we still have to recognize him. Honorable Mayor Eric Adams, Deputy Secretary General Amina Mohammed, Ambassador Fatima Mohammed, and Ambassador Abubakar Jida, Chair of the Africa Group of Consul Generals, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great honor to be with you today on this historic African Union flag-raising ceremony. We are grateful to the New York City administration, particularly Honorable Eric Adams, the New York Africa Council, and all those involved in the initiative. New York City holds a special place for Africans. It's home to so many of African immigrant communities. Historically, it has served as a hub for African liberation movements outside of the continent. The role of New York City and New Yorkers in the liberation struggle and the anti-apartheid movement continues to shine today as a beacon of fraternity between Africa and New York City. The early Pan-Africanism in the Western Hemisphere, advocated by Garvey and Du Bois, had a strong association with New York City. This movement had inspired the quest for independence in Africa and eventually contributed to the establishment of the Organization of African Unity in May 1963. The Abyssinia Baptist Church in Harlem, established by African seafarers who walked out protesting color-segregated seating, stands as a symbol of resistance and embodies the core value of New Yorkers against discrimination. African Muslim seafarers also contributed to the Renaissance period of Harlem, according to my research. Historical records show that the famous African victory of Adwa over colonialism, which Marcus Garvey often cited as evidence of African capability and independence, was reported by New York-based black newspapers of the time, such as the New York Age. That's 100 years back. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the flag we raise today is a symbol of freedom, solidarity, and resilience of the African people. It's gratifying to note that we are doing it here in New York City in 2025 again. Africa is the cradle of humanity and home to so many historic, cultural, and natural wonders. Our shared ancestor, Lucy, is still alive in the National Museum in Africa. Those of you who haven't yet visited Africa are politely requested to come home soon. As you may know, the African Union delineates Africa into 5 regions. Please note that it also recognizes the diaspora as the 6th region of the Pan-African family. In conclusion, as we raise the African Union flag, we are not only celebrating our past victories, but we are also aspiring for a peaceful and prosperous future. In this regard, Africa has designed a continental business plan known as Agenda 2063. This plan requires huge investment. New York City, at the global center of financial capital, can play a meaningful role in this journey. Therefore, we request you and our diaspora and non-diaspora friends in New York City to help us access investment capital for Africa's development. Finally, let me sincerely thank the Mayor of the City of New York and all gathered here for this great event. I thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. His Excellency Ambassador Sabo, Yilma Sabo, thank you. Thank you for your remarks. Before we all get bored, I know we're hearing some really important things. We've got a few speakers that will come up, but before then, I wanted for my brother, Nkumu Katalai, to entertain us, and also, like I said earlier, you know where we're standing and where we're seated. Sacred grounds. The ancestors are listening. And those drums, they'll hear them from wherever they are. Yeah. No. Nkumu Katalai, put your hands together for Nkumu.
Africa, oye! Africa, oye! I know the speech started first, but we're going to call the village back again by calling the drum, because the drum is our cell phone. It remains the cell phone for you in your heart because your heart beat like the drum. One more time, Africa, oye! koko ya mama oh, mama eh, alia koko ya mama oh. You say, Sheringo nanga eh, kaka everybody. Mama na koma kobanga. I see good, what's her name? She's ready to dance, I see you. Mama, ngana sira maele, alia, oh, alia, gogo ya mama, eh. Ma, you gonna help me out with the quick song? If I say, Africa, Africa, oh, liberty, let's go. Africa, oh, liberty. Again, Africa, Africa, oh, liberty. Encore, Africa, Africa, oh, liberté. On y va. Africa, Africa, oh, liberté. Encore, Africa, Africa. Gugu, you coming? Africa, oh, Africa, oh. Okay, in the word of the great Bob Marley, Africa unite. Let's go. Africa united. Again, Africa unite. Okay, Africa united. Africa unite. Africa united. Hey, Africa unite. Africa united. Africa unite. Africa unite. Africa united. Africa unite. Africa united. Everybody. Africa unite. Africa united. Africa unite. Africa unite. Africa unite. Africa. Clap it up for yourself. Africa unite. Kakabu. Africa united. Oh, Africa unite. Thank you, everybody. Give it up for yourself.
I told you Nkumu was going to bring some light moments into this, and he absolutely did. Please support Nkumu. Nkumu does a lot of shows, him and his band. Put your hands together for Nkumu Katalai. He is also the lead of the Congolese Youth Coalition. Great work with Bob Musungu. Bob, I recognize your presence. At this point, I am going to call on Her Excellency Hilda Suka Mafudzi, Ambassador, African Union Representational Mission to the United States. Please welcome Ambassador.
Thank you very much for inviting us from Washington, D.C. to talk about this raising of the flag. To me, which is a very great symbol for us African people, and a more so embodying at this stage and moment where we need to come together. We are talking of unity and the solidarity. Yes, we may have been talking about resilience and all these things, but it's time that we come together and shape this Africa. A lot is happening on the continent of Africa. The word that I'll leave for you here is, as it comes to the diaspora, let's find out what the innovation that is taking place on the continent through the young people. Everyone is talking of the younger people on the continent of Africa. And what are we saying about these young people? They are really seized with the issue to raise the flag of Africa and to shape Africa and to find their brothers and sisters who are out here to say, let's work together to grow the motherland. Yes, today is Unity Day from 1963 when our forefathers came together to shape what we are today. Some of us stand here today as ambassadors, and we were looking at it and thinking, it's other people who can be ambassadors. But we are here because the ground has been shaped by those who came earlier than us. And today, we say Happy Africa Day, 1963 to 2025. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ambassador Suka Mafudze, for taking the time to come up here, and very important things that you said there. The innovations going on in Africa, and a lot going on here too. But we want to make sure that, like as you said, the diasporans here, they have to be rightly footed in order to also look into what's going on there. We want, it's a bifocal approach. We want those that are here, which is the work that we do here, to unite. Kuma spoke to that. There's need for unity in all of the organizations and the communities. And then to help, to advocate. They're not going to be able to do it from there. We have seen what's going on. Some are newer here. Some are been here for a long time. But it takes a strong advocacy from here in order to impact what's going on there. And this is really why we want to make sure that those of us that are here, that they're doing what they're supposed to be doing in terms of uniting, recognizing the work that they do, working with this administration and the other administrations to see that we have Africans where they need to be, and that the business people are where they need to be. New York City has a budget of roughly $120 billion, which is more than half of the budgets of some of the states, half the states here, and a lot of African countries. We can benefit a lot from that, and this mayor has done work also to see that our people are doing work with the city and also being appointed to places where they can impact on what's going on. But at this point, let me call on Deputy Commissioner Aissata Kamara. Put your hands together. She is the Chief of Staff, Mayor's Office of International Affairs, and
Thank you so much, Len, and thank you once again to everyone for coming. It's been an honor to raise the African Union flag here today. To the ambassadors, the consuls general, thank you for your time. We are officially done with the flag raising. We hope we'll see you next year, and that we'll see you at many additional flag raisings for the different African countries, as well as countries around the world. Thank you for coming on a Memorial Day weekend. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care.